What if I told you that the way you think about money is more important than how much you make? Most people believe that financial success is about knowing stock markets, analyzing data, and making complex investment strategies. But in reality, wealth has less to do with intelligence and more to do with behavior. In The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel reveals that financial success is not about what you know, it's about how you behave. And today, we are going to break down the most important lessons from this book so you can change the way you think about money forever. Stay until the end, because I'll be sharing a key takeaway that could transform your financial future. Let's dive in. Lesson 1, the power of compounding. Most people underestimate the true power of compounding. We tend to believe that wealth comes from big wins, hitting the jackpot in the stock market, making a fortune in crypto overnight, or launching a business that skyrockets instantly. But in reality, true wealth is built slowly, consistently, and over long periods of time. One of the best examples of this is Warren Buffett. People recognize him as one of the greatest investors of all time, but they often overlook the real reason behind his massive fortune. Buffett started investing when he was just 10 years old. By the time he was 30, his net worth was around $1 million. Not an extraordinary amount by today's standards. But as he continued investing, his wealth began to compound exponentially. By the time he was in his 60s, that $1 million had grown into billions. The key here isn't just the skill of investing, it's time. Buffett's real advantage wasn't that he found secret stocks or took massive risks. His edge was that he had decades of compounding working in his favor. Compounding is the process of earning returns not just on your initial investment, but also on the returns that investment generates. Over time, this snowballs into massive growth. To put it in perspective, let's take two people. One starts investing at age 20, putting aside just $100 per month. Another starts investing at age 40, putting aside double the amount, $200 per month. Who ends up with more money by retirement? The first investor, even though they invested half as much per month, because time is more important than the amount you invest. Compounding doesn't just apply to money, it applies to knowledge, relationships, skills, and habits. Small improvements made consistently over long periods create massive results. Action step. Start investing as early as possible, even if it's just a small amount. Time is the most valuable asset when it comes to building wealth. The earlier you start, the more compounding can work in your favor. Even if you feel like you don't have much to invest, consistency over time will make a bigger difference than trying to chase quick wins. Lesson 2. Wealth is what you don't see. Most people believe that wealth is about luxury, the big mansions, expensive cars, designer clothes, and extravagant vacations. But in reality, these are not signs of wealth. They are signs of spending. True wealth isn't what you see. It's what you don't see. It's the money that stays in your investments, growing quietly in the background. Many high-income earners appear rich on the surface, but in reality, they're living paycheck to paycheck. They buy expensive cars on loans, own homes they can barely afford, and max out credit cards to maintain a certain lifestyle. But real wealth isn't about how much money you spend. It's about how much you keep and grow. Take two people. One drives a modest car, lives in a simple house, and saves 50% of their income. The other has a luxury car, a massive home, and barely any savings. From the outside, the second person looks wealthier. But in reality, the first person is building true financial security. Over time, their investments will compound, creating financial freedom, while the second person remains trapped in an expensive lifestyle they have to keep working for. A common mistake is assuming that because someone has expensive things, they must be rich. But more often than not, those who actually have significant wealth don't feel the need to show it. The richest people in the world, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, are known for their relatively modest lifestyles. Why? Because they understand that real wealth is freedom, not things. If you spend all your money trying to look rich, you'll never actually be rich. True financial success comes from the ability to control your money, not from impressing others. Action step. Shift your mindset from spending to saving and investing. Before making a big purchase, ask yourself, am I buying this because I truly need it or just to impress others? Focus on building silent wealth, the kind that grows in the background and gives you long-term financial security rather than short-term gratification. Lesson 3, the psychology of enough. Most financial mistakes come from not knowing when enough is enough. People chase more money, bigger investments, higher risks, believing that just a little more will finally bring happiness and security. But the truth is, if you don't define what enough means for you, you'll always feel like you need more. Think about it. Some of the richest people in history have lost everything because they weren't satisfied with what they had. They took excessive risks, over-leveraged themselves, and eventually collapsed. In contrast, those who understand the psychology of enough build wealth steadily and securely over time. Take an investor who already has millions, but continues chasing high-risk opportunities for even bigger returns. If they don't recognize when they have enough, they might overreach, make reckless decisions, and lose everything. Meanwhile, someone who is content with their financial strategy, focused on steady growth and security, is more likely to maintain long-term success. The problem is comparison. People see others making millions from crypto, stocks, or business, and they feel like they're missing out. They take unnecessary risks because they're afraid of being left behind. But chasing every new trend isn't a wealth-building strategy. It's a recipe for disaster. Real wealth isn't about chasing infinite gains. It's about sustainable growth. The happiest and most financially secure people are those who define their own version of success and stick to a strategy that aligns with it. Action step. Define what enough means for you. Ask yourself, how much money do I actually need to live comfortably? Am I making financial decisions based on my goals, or am I chasing trends? Is this risk truly worth it, or am I just acting out of greed? Instead of constantly looking for the next big opportunity, focus on making smart, steady decisions over time. The key to financial stability isn't taking bigger risks. It's knowing when you already have enough. Lesson 4. The role of luck and risk. Most people believe that financial success is purely the result of hard work, intelligence, and smart decision-making. While these factors matter, there's another element that's often overlooked. Luck. Your financial journey is shaped by factors beyond your control. The year you were born, the economy when you started your career, the opportunities available to you, and even who you met along the way. Some people graduate into a booming job market, while others enter during a recession. Some are born into wealth, while others have to build everything from scratch. These uncontrollable factors play a huge role in financial success. At the same time, risk is always present. Even the smartest investors lose money. The world's top entrepreneurs have failed businesses in their past. The stock market can crash unexpectedly, companies can go bankrupt, and unforeseen events like global recessions or pandemics can wipe out wealth in an instant. The mistake many people make is ignoring either luck or risk. Some assume that all success is just hard work, so they take massive risks, believing they can control everything. Others believe everything is based on luck, so they don't take action at all. The truth lies in between. Action step. Acknowledge that both luck and risk are part of financial success. Instead of trying to control everything, focus on long-term stability. Diversify your investments to reduce risk. Avoid overconfidence. No one is immune to financial mistakes. Don't chase overnight success. Play the long game. Understand that some people succeed because of luck, and some fail because of bad luck. But the best way to build wealth is by making consistent, smart decisions over time. Lesson 5. Save like a pessimist. Invest like an optimist. Most people approach money with either too much fear or too much confidence. They either hoard cash because they're afraid of losing money, or they invest recklessly, believing everything will always go up. The best investors, however, balance pessimism and optimism in a way that protects them while allowing their wealth to grow. Save like a pessimist. The world is unpredictable. Recessions happen. Jobs are lost. Markets crash. Unexpected expenses arise. If you don't prepare for these situations, you could find yourself in serious financial trouble. That's why the smartest investors always have an emergency fund and savings that can cover months or even years of living expenses. They assume that things will go wrong at some point because history shows that they always do. The key is to be ready when it happens. Invest like an optimist. While short-term problems are inevitable, history shows that long-term growth is almost always positive. The stock market has survived wars, depressions, recessions, and global crises, but over time, it has always recovered and grown. Smart investors know that while the next year might be rough, the next 20 years will likely be profitable. They don't let short-term fear stop them from investing in long-term growth. The biggest mistake people make. Some people panic and never invest because they're too focused on short-term risks. Others take too many risks and don't save for emergencies, leaving them vulnerable when things go wrong. The key is balance. Action step. Save aggressively. Build a strong emergency fund so you're never forced to sell investments in a crisis. Invest wisely. Don't let fear keep you from long-term opportunities. Stay patient. Wealth isn't built overnight, but smart decisions today will lead to financial security in the future. Lesson 6. Freedom is the ultimate goal. Most people believe that money is about buying more things, a bigger house, a nicer car, or luxury vacations. But true wealth isn't about possessions, it's about freedom. What does financial freedom mean? Real wealth is the ability to control your time. It's the ability to wake up and decide how you want to spend your day, rather than being forced to work just to pay bills. Money gives you choices. The choice to work on things you love instead of being stuck in a job you hate. The choice to spend more time with family instead of missing out because of financial stress. The choice to live life on your terms instead of constantly worrying about money. The problem: lifestyle inflation. Many people make more money, but instead of using it for freedom, they increase their spending. They upgrade their house, buy a more expensive car, and take on bigger financial commitments. This keeps them trapped in the cycle of needing to work just to maintain their lifestyle. The key is to prioritize financial independence over material wealth. Action step. Live below your means. Don't let lifestyle inflation steal your freedom. Save and invest aggressively. The more assets you have, the less you rely on a paycheck. Redefine success. True success isn't about what you own. It's about the ability to control your own time. Money should be a tool to create freedom, not a trap that keeps you working forever. Final takeaways and action plan. Building wealth isn't just about making money. It's about understanding how money works and using it to create freedom. Let's recap the most important lessons from the psychology of money. Start investing early and let compounding work for you. The earlier you start, the greater your returns over time. Even small, consistent investments grow into significant wealth. Focus on building unseen wealth, not showing off. True financial security comes from what you save and invest, not from what you spend on luxury items. Set financial limits. Don't let greed take over. Many people lose money because they always want more. Learn to recognize when you have enough to avoid unnecessary risks. Accept luck and risk as part of the journey. Financial success isn't just about hard work. It's also about timing, external factors, and making smart decisions despite uncertainty. Save like a pessimist. Invest like an optimist. Be prepared for short-term financial downturns, but trust that smart, long-term investments will grow over time. Aim for financial freedom, not just money. Wealth isn't about buying things, it's about buying back your time. The ultimate goal is to have the freedom to choose how you live your life. Closing call to action. Now it's time to take action. Which lesson from the psychology of money resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your insights. If you found this summary valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos on wealth building, success, and self-improvement. Want to read the full book? You can grab your copy of The Psychology of Money using the link in the description below. It's one of the best investments you can make in your financial future. Coming up next, the 48 Laws of Power, where we explore the timeless strategies of influence, power, and success. Don't miss it.